And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Neely FX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, and hopefully making money doing all those things. There is risk involved, and we'll get into that in just a minute. It's time for the weekly update or the weekly look ahead, which is what I do weekly, to kind of pull the charts out back to a weekly level and see if we can find some opportunities to trade. So that's what we're going to do in just a second. In the meantime, since we are dealing with risk, we need to talk about risk and risk tolerance and placing money at risk. We need to talk about risk disclaimers because they are required by law. I live in the United States. I think that's what we have to do here. So let's go ahead and talk about that. First, let's go down here. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I am a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration. If Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capitals. Only trade capital. I only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So here we go. Let's look at this and see what we've got going on. All right, first let's go to the DXY. Let's go and see what's happening this next week. First, here could be a big on for today's Sunday opening at 8 o'clock. We'll watch for that on the Tokyo Open and also see what kind of gaps are going to appear in the Forex trading world. Supreme Court rejects Trump's tariffs and the president is already rolling out new ones. You know, he's doing him. I don't know what that means, and my economic background does not include tariffs and their effect on the currency markets. I studied economics in the late '90s, and that's when I kind of put this whole puzzle together and put the model that how economics works, works in my head. So I'm not sure what to think about that. So therefore, I'm not going to. We'll just have to see what the markets think. I do not use a whole lot of fundamental stuff like oh my goodness, the so and so did this, and therefore it's going to do this to the markets. It's more so about the price action and technical analysis. I'm a techie, so I like that. So let's see. For Sunday, we have a bank holiday in Japan and China, so we may not have that much of an effect on the Sunday Open. Sunday night open here, Monday morning there. Let's see, Monday. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Sunday. Today they're having a bank holiday, and then tomorrow it's almost over there, and then Monday will be full blast. Okay, great. Nothing going on there. Tuesday, not a whole lot going on in the United States. We've got the Great Britain Monetary Policy Report hearings. That ought to be interesting. USD Consumer Confidence and Richmond Manufacturing and Australian information. And then President Trump's going to talk about 9 o'clock. Oh, that's the State of the Union address. Okay, so that'll be fun. I'll be sure to be out of the markets for that one. Let's see. Not a whole lot going on there. Got some RBA speak. Down here, unemployment claims. Looks like a pretty quiet week as far as. And then down here, we've got Canadian GDP and U.S. PPI, Producer Price Index. So not a whole lot of news events coming out this next week. Could be a pretty boring week. We shall see. Let's go ahead and back out to the weeklies. I already have, and let's see what's going on here. So we have a weekly candle. It's just about the same size as the candle before it, except going up. So we've got could be an opportunity for some mean reversion trading. Again, that doesn't really tell us anything right there, being at the lower end of the doesn't really tell us much of anything. Euro versus the Great British Pound. Looks like the euro is starting to pick up steam on a weekly basis. It's a good weekly close right there. However, it's still running into resistance right here. So this could be an inflection point for it to turn south. Come back down to here maybe. It seems to be range bound right in this little area right here. This breakout right here, but it didn't last long. So we'll see what happens with that. So euro strength is what we're looking for over the pound, or a reversal on that, which, it's either going to go up or go down. That doesn't really tell anybody anything. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's where patience takes a great big of a toll on a lot of traders, or the relative lack of. Euro versus the dollar. Looks like the euro could be heading downward on this on the weekly chart. Not really. Again, not really a whole lot of indication of what's going on here. It's been fairly tame. It's been bouncy, but it's been tame on the compared to, let's say, this run. Dollar versus the yen. Again, looking for dollar weakness on this. However, it's a tough trade to get into the sell on, because you're automatically losing money if you carry it more than one day, more than one trading session. You got to be out by the end of the day, or else you're going to get charged for the inverse yen carry trade. And so selling this is tricky. You want to be out by the end of the day. If you're going to do this, if you're going to sell the dollar versus the yen, make it a short-term trade, and then be out by the closing of by 5 o'clock. That's when the Forex markets reshuffle everything. Again, if we're looking for dollar weakness, then we're going to be looking for a bounce in the pound versus the dollar. However, the pound has been languishing itself under whatever reasons. It's just not has not been doing well. So want to be cautious about trading the pound versus the yen. Definitely watch bond yields. Bond yields are my favorite for kind of trying to figure out what the flavor of the day is going to be. Right now it's closed with dollar strength, the 30, the 10, and the 2 maybe? Yeah, and the 2, both all dollar yields going up. With interest rates going up is what that is supposedly stands for. Let's look at the 10 years is usually what drives the Forex markets, I've been told. So let's see, again, not a whole lot of direction there. However, we come back to the Japanese, and it is up, and it's started to turn a little bit the last couple of weeks. So very interesting money coming into the Japanese market. So if we see this turn, then we're going to see a lot more Japanese yen strength, and therefore a lot more of the carry trade dissipating. So we've got 2.17%. Earlier this year was at 0.5%. So they're looking for another interest rate raise, most likely. With an interest rate raise comes strength in the matter, and then you have a lot of other things happening. Let's see. With that happening, you're going to see the dollar yen drop. You're also going to see the pound yen drop, which is where we are now. The pound yen coming right down to almost to the 20-day moving average, which is what the blue line is. Then between the two Bollinger Bands, these are at 1 deviation. That's a 2 deviation, and that is reflects a Bollinger Band strategy that I'm fond of. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I also like to pair it with these down here, the MACD, maybe some RSI, a little RSI action too. So right now, our RSI it's still showing bullish on the weekly. We come down to the daily, see what we've got here. This is one of my favorite things to trade. It's also a thorn in my side because I don't trade it well. But I'm honest enough about myself to say that. So we're looking at a lot of selling strength here on the daily chart. The weekly chart not showing us much of anything as far as trade, as far as fair value gap goes. So again, and it's been a pretty boring week. It's a lot of bounciness, but not a whole lot of anything. So our good trading strategy for this one will be coming in around 208.5, the buy limit, and then selling off around 209.30, 209. 209 and a quarter, we'll call it 209.25. So that's your range right there. 75 pip range or 100 pip range, which is very tight for the pound versus the yen. I mean, they don't call it the dragon for nothing. See that run up? It's it can be very messy at times. Euro versus the yen is a good strong indication that the carry trade is not going away anytime soon by looking at that. The euro versus the yen pulling up. And again, that might be a good trade to get into. Right now, the pound versus the yen is kind of languishing, but the euro versus the yen may be the trade to get into here. I may need to switch my thoughts on that. dollar versus the Canadian. Not again, very nice range right here. So this might be a good one to get into at the go back down to the weekly. Yeah, look at that. To get into a fun little mean reversion scenario on a tighter time frame, go down to hourly, just out of curiosity. Let's see what that looks like. See if it's touching those Bollinger Bands and bouncing. Which is one of my favorite things, one of my favorite strategies. Hourly is too tight. 4 hour. Oh, look at that. Not really. Again, it's sloppy, but it's there. But again, you want to come in, go back to the daily chart. Strategy here would be to come in around on the bottom end. And this one requires a lot of patience. Probably come in around 135.63 on the sell, and you want to be looking for buys. To sell about right here, right now. This would be a great time to possibly sell the Canadian versus the yen. In fact, that may be my trade for tomorrow. We'll see how what the open looks like, and I'm probably wait until tomorrow morning on the London Open to see what happens with that. All right, Canadian versus the yen. A lot of bounciness. Nice doji right there for the Canadian on the weekly chart. Oh, it's on the daily chart. If we got a doji on the weekly, it's definitely a turnaround time. Well, maybe not, because those are dojis right there and they're not going anywhere. So let's see. We're just kind of, well, I mean, that is kind of a turnaround chart. Built up a little bit more to 105.80 and then came down. Again, not a bullish engulfing candle. So not seeing a whole lot of action on that, which probably looking for a downward action on the Canadian versus the yen. Unfortunately, the euro versus the yen, well, probably about the same thing on the weekly charts. Weekly again, and even worse on the on the pound versus the yen. But again, you want to be careful selling the yen pairs. Selling the yen pairs, you're automatically going to be charged. I can't harp on that enough. You're automatically going to get charged for the rate disparity between Japan and pretty much everywhere. They've got the lowest rates in the universe right now and the worst economic outlook so far. With a 236 debt to GDP ratio. We're not far behind in the United States at 136, but hey. All right, dollar versus Aussie versus the dollar. Looks like it is going very well. This might be the bullish trade to get into. Looking for it to get over get a close, daily close possibly over 71.05. That would be great. If we get a daily close over 71.05 or a weekly close would be even better. That would be an indication that trade is going to continue to go forward. 69.41, so it's 150 pips off of the last really good indicator, and it's right at resistance right now. So I'd be careful with that, but want to come in probably, and even there, that's tricky too. 71.28, and you may want to wait until the news comes out on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, I forget which one, for Australian inflation numbers. Tuesday night, so could be a good run up between now and then. I don't know. Have to wait and see and trade at your discretion. Gold is starting to march again, closing at 5,100. Still not getting nothing going gangbusters, but it is 5,100 on geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and the possibility of war. Gold always does that, so that's always fun. It's still not robust enough. It's still not much of enough of a move for me to risk it. I'm a smaller trader. If you've got lots more money than I've got, then it may be something fun for you to do, or to get into physicals. Definitely get into physicals. Just because I'm a coin collector also, and I like physicals. Platinum starting to perk up a little bit. Not a whole lot to get crazy about though. Palladium again, not really taking off, but it is kind of perking up a little bit. And silver, look at that. Still not getting over that. It's right at resistance right now at 85.15 on the weekly close from a couple weeks ago. So we will see what that happens with that. So we could see a big run up in silver again. With geopolitical tension, did I mention oil? I think I skipped oil, didn't I? Get a little bit perky, but nothing to get kind of crazy about yet. Again, it's been kind of a boring week last week, and this week proves to be also equally boring. With not as much news, unless there's a whole bunch of craziness going on in the world. I don't see this being a really good week to kind of go and start risking a lot. I'd keep your trades close. I mean, keep your stops close because I just don't see this coming week as being a blockbuster week. I have been wrong. I'm wrong a lot on this. So if you see opportunities, by all means, go and get them. I will be doing the same thing. I'll be watching this on a daily basis to kind of look ahead and see what's going on. But as it stands right now, I don't see a whole lot of room for any broad-based speculation into what's going to happen next. I am watching the yen crosses carefully. I do want to see them. I would love to see them coming down. I'd love to see them do what I want them to do what I predict them to do. Then I can make some money. But more importantly, is that they do what I see in the charts, but right now I don't see a whole lot of move going on. I see a lot of back and forth, and again with the Japanese pound, the Japanese 10-year yields coming down the last 3 weeks. I don't see the carry trade falling apart quite yet. However, we've got a lot of stuff to happen next week, so that's about all I've got for this week. If you like this channel, then hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more of these channels, then subscribe to the channel. And you'll be notified by YouTube on when I put these out. And lastly, one more. What is it? Oh yeah, if you like to talk to me, comment. Feel free to comment, and I will talk back with you. I will give you my thoughts too. So you guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.